Hello Targar friends. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for another Orc Mode workout. Today was max effort lower day, but a quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos, please click like down below. It would be greatly appreciated. Over to the lifts. Pretty happy with the training maxes today. We got a small PR on the safety bar squat Good Morning. I knew I was going to get a PR. I already realized coming into today I needed to PR on this lift. Normally I don't pick my lifts till the morning of. I realized a couple of days ago I needed to PR this lift. I think I realized it last workout, actually last lower day. I'm like, yeah, I need to PR this. Came in, got a pretty decent 5-pound PR. I could have done a 10-pound. I could have done a 10-pound. Once I did the 5-pound PR, I'm like, man, I should have just went to an extra plate and gone for that next 5 pounds. But you know what? We can do that maybe next week. You know, that's the beauty of it. 2 workouts from now, I could just knock that next one down. I don't think it's going to be a problem. Mostly, though, we're going to talk about squatting today. I started messing with the safety bar when I could get it outside of the rack so that I can get a camera at better angle, and I tested 4 different stances of just dropping with the empty bar to see what depths I can get to without any weight to compress me down. And I noticed that the only time I struggle to get to depth is when I go real wide or I get inside shoulder width. Both of those were actually hard. So the thing I've noticed though is that I really need a medium stance. I really do, to consistently hit depth, because that is something I'm noticing, especially with my rep work. And then people who didn't see the side views on some of the lifts don't realize that I do hit depth on a lot of those maxes. Just you guys can't tell from the angle, but when I've done 2 concurrently to where we could see the front and the side, which is kind of a pain in the butt to set up, I do reach depth. But it's something I need to look at very closely moving forward. And if I can't really consistently get depth with wide stances, which is where I really struggle, I'm going to have to do a more medium stance, which is just outside shoulder width. It's what I'm going to need to do, and that means I'm going to need to make sure I overdevelop my quads. Okay? Even though I say, well, my quads should be, their quads are strong enough to hit over 600 with a wide stance, where I might be an inch high. Narrower stances it tends to require more quad. Okay, requires more quad. By the way, on those deadlifts, the camera did not record the first ramp up. That's why it went straight to 2 really heavy ones. The camera stopped recording like 5 seconds after I started it. As I was walking towards the bar, it cut off, and I didn't realize it. But glad that doesn't happen on a max. I've never had that happen on an actual max, fortunately. But man, that would suck. So for squats, I went with that just outside shoulder width. Decided to mess with some chains today. These were hard. And one of the things I noticed when I try to get deep, and a few of the reps I did fall short because it is 10s. Most of them I reached to depth. And again, because I've checked my camera angles and I know where I need to be, most of these I reached parallel. My quads were hammered. Of course, so was my neck and traps. Because again, that safety bar, because of the way I use it, I don't do the handles up. I do it in the way that makes it hardest on your upper back. I keep the handles pointed down. And it really, really kind of good mornings your squat no matter what. And I've even PR'd that way. I've hit the 531 with this bar that way. And I do that intentionally. Yes, it's a hard way to do it. But if we're going to use this bar, we want that pressure on the upper back. Okay? Builds that back to be able to have extension when we go to a power bar. Now, the other thing that I'm going to point out, again, I'm messing more with stretching and shoulder mobility now, because even though my actual pain is gone, I can press everything pain-free. Benching's coming back up. Those pull-ups really did some long-term inflammation. I am noticing, like if I were to try to have done a straight bar squat today, I don't think I could have got it on my back. I'm not going to lie. So I think for me, a big priority is going to be, okay, continuing to train my back, because I know back can be a weak link on my squats, really blow my quads up. And I'm going to keep working shoulder mobility. Okay, that needs to be a priority. So what are my priorities? Well, shoulder mobility for squatting, continuing to build the back, which will help squat and deadlift, more quads for squat. My deadlift, I just need to train grip. And then, of course, benching is its own priorities, but this is lower body day. I did 2 sets of these, and they just crushed me. They crushed me. especially trying to go deep using a more medium stance. My quads were hammered super hard, plus the upper back, especially using chains on that. So we're going to keep working on it, and that means the belt squats are here to stay, because belt squats are one of the best quad accessories, especially for carrying over to your squat. So that's going to be a big part of what I do. Good mornings are a high priority for me, because we know they'll improve my squats and my deadlifts. And the safety bar is the hardest one. That's why I do it the most. That's one reason I actually squat with the safety bar the most also. Not only is it no shoulder stress, but it's the hardest bar. Therefore, we can build the same strength and muscle with a lighter weight. Because these workouts, my lower body work is getting hard. Okay. It's one reason I'm actually being careful with my total volume and stuff these days. I've got to recover. I have to recover. And I'm at a point now where, you know, my strength is high enough on squats and deadlifts that if I'm doing effective work sets on anything, it beats you up. Had to regrip this, and this first set didn't go as good for the double overhand grip. The second, third set went better. Third set went great. You guys will see it at the end of the good mornings. So again, my grip is staying fatigued all the time, and I did a video for breakfast chat explaining why I'm using the straps and I'm grip specializing. I don't need to go over that every single time. If people don't know, they need to go watch that video. Okay, I was very detailed in explaining why I'm taking this position. That does not mean that I think everyone should be pulling with straps. I don't. If you're going to grip specialize, you have to pull with straps because your grip is tired all the time. Okay, and those deadlift bars shred your hands. So the whole idea here is, again, I am doing a lot of grip work. Every single workout you guys see me doing serious ass grip work with an axle bar. Okay? Like, I'm not playing anymore. It's serious. And then I'm doing my grip training in between. I'm using my Captain's a Crush gripper for static holds for time. So I'm doing grip specialization. My grip is tired every day. So again, whenever I let it recover, then we can test deadlifts. We can test deadlifts when it's recovered enough to actually pull heavy. Because I'm doing stuff like this every day. My hands, my forearms, they are fatigued. Okay, that one went a lot better. That one went better. And then the third one, I think, was the best of all. Of course, I think on the third one, it just dropped to the floor. I just held it until failure. Not until I felt it starting to fail, so I had time to set it down. I just held it until it dropped out of my hand. So we had a nice little drop. These good mornings, though, relatively tough. But I cranked out, I believe, one extra rep. I might have got an extra rep. I don't know if I did. I forget now. But again, 291 for sets of 10 on the safety bar is tough. Keeping in mind, you guys have seen me do over 500 on 2 different other barbells. Well past 500. Right? I'm at 416 with this bar. It's hard, and it has to do with the moment arms, right? It creates a longer moment arm because it's further up your back. It's on top. It's all actually on your neck, which is why you need that thick padding. Okay, because you can't put a straight bar on. You can't put a barbell on your neck and do a good morning. It will be excruciating. You put it down on your traps just like a squat. But this creates a longer moment arm, so it makes it harder. Yeah, that was total max grip there. Then we did the belt squats, and I stopped at 3 sets of these today. I got 11 on the final one. I upped the weight another 25 pounds. And I brought my stance in just a hair, because I'm noticing the stance I was trying to use is a stance that when I put that safety bar on and I've tested my stances, I can't break parallel. I can't get to parallel with that real wide stance. So this is still fairly wide. But I can at least get depth with this. And so I tried to go deep on most of these. Again, keeping in mind my quads are big. What you guys think looks like depth may not be depth. But again, just trying to work the bottom more. Definitely on the last rep each time, trying to sink it deeper. I'm going to work on trying to sink all these squatting deeper on the rep work in general. Right? I need to make sure I build those things up. But man, I felt that extra 25 pounds today on these. My quads got a ridiculous pump. So did my hips. quads and hips both were just absolutely hammered after 3 sets with this. But again, we're getting up there. This is 295. So basically just short of a 300. And it's not going to be long till I go to a 7th plate. There's going to get to a point I'm almost worried I'm going to have to step outside the rack and use different arms to climb up on so that I can get in front of the rack, because I'm almost going to start struggling getting it between the boxes. I mean, another plate will just replace that 25, or pretty much the same width. The calibrated plates versus that green 25. But I mean, beyond that, it's like, man, I don't know how much more clearance I'm going to get. Because you notice that one side's super close. Maybe it'll shift more over to the other way. I mean, I could probably get 8 plates on there. But then again, who knows? I mean, if I'm at 8 plates, if I get to 8 plates on this lift, my God. Right? I mean, that's getting ridiculous. Getting ridiculous for this exercise. But, you know, hey, that's a goal. Get to the point to where that's all I can squeeze in between the boxes. So then I have to change my setup. It's a nice position to be in. We'll see what happens. But yeah, these were challenging today. I felt like I didn't have another set. So again, the volume was not super high today, but it was all really hard. These were hard sets, and that's what we need. Quality work over quantity at a certain point. And you guys have seen me do some phases with some pretty high volume, but man, guys, there comes a point where, again, I have to start looking at recovery more and more, because I do feel it, and it does add up. And I normally feel pretty good after my workouts, and actually I feel decent now after this one. A lot of times I say I don't feel beat up at all. I do feel a little beat up after this one. During it, though, the whole workout was hard. Like, I felt everything. I felt every set. Every set I did today was hard. They were really challenging. And mathematically, they should be. You know, if we look at what my maxes are and then what I'm lifting on all these lifts, these should be hard sets with these weights. You know, for the reps I'm doing. I shouldn't be able to do another 2. I shouldn't be able to do 2 more reps on these final sets over what I'm doing. It shouldn't mathematically be there. Then we got our 3 sets of 25 with this weight that I've increased again. So I'm up to 470 on these. Again, hypothetically, I shouldn't ever need to get stronger on this lift versus where I am now to reach my goals. Now, it doesn't mean we won't push it. Again, we're just running math. We're doing calculations that other lifters and coaches have come up with. But, you know, this should put me in that 700 plus deadlift range for these muscles. Now, I'm not there yet. So maybe their math is off. Or I have obviously the other weak links and stuff being above the waist. You know, it could be a factor. And I'm sure it is a factor. So, but I know I need more middle and upper back, right? We know we need those things. And we're actively working on those things. While we're doing all the good mornings, doing all the heavy rowing, right? But all I could say about today's workout, I was happy with the lifts. I mean, 545 against 100 pounds of band tension on the deadlift, and it was good. PR on the Good Morning. All the work sets were hard. I mean, good workout. I know I don't sound super positive right now, but it's because this workout was hard. And I don't really have a lot of energy and motivation and happiness left. A lot of times I sound really happy when I do these. Today I'm just not. I mean, this workout was tough. This was some serious ass work today. It was serious ass work. And I definitely can tell. I can tell I did a hard workout. I don't have DOMs or anything, but it's just that. You guys know what I'm talking about, just that level of fatigue where all your bones just kind of feel it a little bit. They know that that you put some weight on them. And the deadlifts are probably the biggest factor there. But I'm going to have to get used to it because I'm going to be doing a lot of pulls. I'm going to do a lot of good mornings and a lot of deadlifts with some max squatting. All right. But, I mean, happy with the workout in terms of productivity. Great workout itself. And again, it's going to move me closer to my goals, and I know things that I need to work on, and I'm going to be doing a bunch of shoulder mobility stuff the rest of the week, just trying to move it in every direction possible so that I can start getting under a straight bar again. So I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.